Hello, I am Deb Coviello, the Drop-In CEO, and I am so grateful you've joined us for another episode where week after week I have the most amazing leaders, I have amazing conversations with you, and in the process, I hope they bring you amazing insights. I know I'm using amazing awful lot, but truly it is a wonderful experience that you will enjoy. And we present these resources so that we can help C-suite leaders, leaders coming up in the organization to be able to use this information to navigate their challenges, their opportunities with confidence. And this week, I am so pleased to have with me Melody Yee, who has more than 15 years experience in food safety, quality, that's my area, and social responsibility in different stakeholder positions, including GFSI CPOs, retailers, manufacturers, and food safety testing labs. She's a Six Sigma Black Belt and registered as a PCQI Lead Instructor and SQF Trainer. All of this is in the realm of food safety if you're not familiar with this, but I am really excited to finally have a conversation with her and bring this to my audience. So Melody, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Deb. Thanks for the opportunity. It's my pleasure to join the show here too. I've heard a lot of great things about the show, so I look forward to the conversation with you and your audience.
So I've known Melody for a while, and she is just wonderful. She has invited me to speak within her network, in the food safety network, and she is just an amazing advocate for not only the importance of food safety in the supply chain across the different verticals, but also a proponent for elevating voices. And that is very similar to my brand. Raise the voices of these amazing food safety, quality professionals so that we can have greater influence, so we can educate people, and also with some emphasis on women in food safety. So it is my pleasure to have this conversation, have others listen. So I'd love, Melody, if you could share a bit about yourself personally and your career journey and arriving at the work that you're doing now.
Sure. Well, like you just introduced, thank you for the nice introduction. I've been in the industry over 15 years, almost 20, always doing food safety with a slightly change at the very beginning of my career. I started my career as an R&D director and then pivoted into food safety and quality. I always have passion about food safety and quality because I guess it's a personality of help. I just don't think consumers should eat foods that and get sick. And that's to me, it's not acceptable. Foods is their daily life, and we should keep our consumers safe from eating their daily consumptions. So I chose food safety and quality as my career, and all the way come to this, to where I am now. About 5 years ago, I come across this idea. Same thing, like the personality. I want to help. I'm always ready to help the community. I'm graduated from University of Maryland College Park, and I still stay connected with Food Science Club there. I got a question a lot while I go back to school, to help them with their resumes, answer their questions. How does the career look like in food safety and quality? I found that there is a gap. There is a gap on understanding the food safety and quality career path. People often doesn't understand how to utilize their food science degree, how to utilize their microbiology degree or chemical degree. Secondly is it appeared to me the resources is limited. They think I'm success, which I feel flattered, but I know so many success females out there. You're being one. There's so many outstanding females in the industry, but the connection is missing. So I would like to help them and help them larger community. That's why Women in Food Safety First, the idea, the seed planted. Then I reach out to my industry friends. We have an initial founding team with 5 committee members. We started this ball rolling. Fortunate and unfortunate, we hit COVID right away. 5 years, like 20, the group was founded January 2020, and March we have a completely shut down that year due to COVID. So we took the approach and stepped back. We thought of thoroughly on, okay, let's elaborate this mission. Besides pipeline the future leadership, we also would like to see more female besides helping the students in the academic industry, we also would like to pipeline the future female leadership. So we reach out to Sarah Mortimore, for example, or Cindy from McDonald, those outstanding females who are already in C-level or executive level, to understand their journey and how we can help build up this community. So we narrowed down to ended up with two missions. One is minimize the gap between academia and the industry and pipeline future leadership of female. Second is create a resourceful network that females can connect with each other, share resources, good and bad, share lessons, happy or sad, all that within this community, because we all grow together. We started with a couple focuses. Of course, is in food safety and quality. We help females in the manufacturing environment who are on the line all the day. We help females who just have to step away from their professional world to take care of their family, or there's something distracted, how we can help them to come back. We help foreigners, being one myself. We have so many lessons we learn ourselves that I wish somebody could tell me at that time. And we share these lessons in the community to help foreigners to stay and work, how to adapt to the culture in the United States. We help, of course, leaders. We did a survey about 4 years ago now, to understand our members' struggle, and the majority of members have been in the director level or manager level for 8 or more than 8 years. How can we help them to climb that ladder or break the ceiling or not? Because we now tell the members that there's no ceiling if you don't think there's one. Unfortunately, in the fact is some of the people, they still experience that. So we tell them that here's the resources, here's the tools you can continue climbing up. And then the last focus is obviously students. We hope we can get more partnership from the corporate, that we provide hiring opportunity for entry level internship, more internship opportunity to the members. That way we can help them climb the ladder in this career. And we fast forward 5 years later, I can't believe that the next year, January, is 5 years. We've helped a lot of students to understand at least there is a career path you can look forward in food safety and quality. And we helped a lot of members find opportunities within the community, from other members company. We invite a guest speaker like yourself to inspire more members, because one thing also important for everybody to know in the community is that you're not alone, and that's why we are here. Your story might be everybody's story. Rather than struggling by ourselves, we share, and that's the whole purpose of our group.
You're singing to my heart, and I don't know where to start, but it's a beautiful mission. And again, I want to thank you and your organization for giving me the opportunity. I think the thought leadership that I was sharing was a little bit about powerful words for influence. How can we take very talented, smart individuals when they enter the room, they make a proposal, they lead a meeting or an initiative? How can we help them with their presence and their choice of words and conviction to be able to, again, present the same information but have a different outcome? Again, little nuances like this that you might not learn in academia. If you're lucky, you'll have a leader that you can mirror their behavior. But in the absence of this, then this glass ceiling, perceived or real, starts preventing them from moving forward. And it's a little bit more about what are the skills that are missing? Do you have coaching or mentoring? And little by little, whatever was the barrier kind of disappears, or you find a way through or around it.
Absolutely agree. Yep.
So, wow, there's so many places to go here. And it's interesting, and I'll just share a little bit, is that I got into food safety by a completely different route. And so I think we need to be open that, yes, coming out of school, food science, microbiology is definitely a path. But just know, for those of you out here that have engineering degrees and biomedical engineer or something else, if you have a curiosity, if you enjoy the sciences, also having a connectivity with humanity, I, through my quality experience, was able to leapfrog over into the flavor and food industry And yes, you learn a few more standards, but then also the unique risks associated with food and anything that's a derivative of that. Anybody I think can move over, but make sure you surround yourself with some really, really intelligent talent that you can ask those important questions that you might not know.
Yeah, well, that's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up, Deb. And because those experience like engineer or chemicals, it actually helps you with your food safety and quality position a lot. So the combination of a full background is actually a bonus. Definitely agree.
So what I will tell you, and again, our listeners get to listen to just you and me going back and forth. Yes, there are questions that I want to ask Melody, but I'll tell you the one thing is I really value them. Again, I was the head of quality for a flavor company, and in the past leadership style of my own, I can do this, I can fix the problems. And a leader gets to a place at some point that they no longer have the answers. They're not the smartest person in the room, and they have to leverage these valuable resources. They're so smart, they know the risks and where to find the bad things or how to improve the programs to prevent bad things from happening, but they just sometimes lack the ability to influence, or I would say not influence, maybe educate people, because I think one of the barriers to being understood and our value being recognized is leaders, operations, commercial, sales, finance may not be educated and to understand these are the foundations of a solid food safety program, and these are the risks of non-compliance. I think us as leaders have to also learn how to be educators, not just execute against a compliance program. Your thoughts?
I totally agree. And oftentimes you will hear once the higher position you are in food safety and quality, you will hear more on soft skills, more related, more important than technical skill. Not that technical skill is not important, it's the foundation of the building. But the higher position you have, or the more in depth you are in the industry, you are actually leveraging a lot of your soft skills, the leadership skill, how you influence without authorities. Because think about it, food safety and quality of professionals are not the person who actually doing the job. We are developing all the in maintenance procedure, all the receiving procedure, but ultimately it's the production, operation, receiving, warehouse, logistics, and finance, marketing, HR, all the departments. How we can manage them, lead them to go with the same direction that you would like the company to go. It's an art. I always tell the community on at least my team, it's an art. And it never ends how you adjust your tone, adjust your communication style, adjust the way you talk to different type of audience, as long as we can get there. So I definitely agree.
And I want to just share a little bit more of that story, and then we're going to go into how have you or the organization helped individuals or even organizations. Um,
Mhm.
I had a food safety technician, and they had to really advocate that we needed to set up a particular food safety requirement. We were not meeting things to mitigate the risk, and she had an opportunity to speak to the plant manager. And I shared with her ways that she could articulate, but she was very visual. I said, then create a storyboard, create something that's visual that you can show and point and deliver the information. And I remember her calling me back later and said, I was almost in tears. He was asking so many questions. I don't think he was just poking at me. And I said, oh my God, you just had the most wonderful thing happen. You shared information, you tried to educate and share risk. You connected with him to the point that they could ask questions. Sometimes that leadership has never been exposed to the value of a food safety professional for which they just accept. And so you think they're in compliance, but they just don't understand because they don't speak the same language. I think what we do as professionals is be able to take the requirements and the risks and opportunities and articulate it in a way so that everybody can understand and move forward together. So, important work that you're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm curious, you, people in the organization, you say that you're there to support people mid-career to directors, educating students on a career path. I would love a little bit more a story about, by virtue of the work that you've been doing, what are some of the outcomes that have happened based on the people that participate in in women in food safety? What have been the benefits? What have you seen happen to people?
I think the benefits is the community itself. I got this question a lot, and I was trying to narrow down one or two stories. It's very hard. Um, we do monthly gathering throughout the virtual platform, just for members only, and then it's a cozy conversation without recording, so that people can comfortably share their stories. When you see members open up, that's, for me, it's a rewarding moment. Each month it's different, and people started from we don't know each other, a group of 10, 15 members that first time meet online. 20 minutes into it or 30 minutes, people will open up to each other, share their vulnerable, share their proud moment, just because we're all women in food safety. And that moment, to me, it's very rewarding. Um, we had a couple events this year in person. Ever since COVID lifted, we started planning conference meetup, breakfast or dinner. We partnered with Food Safety Summit this May, and then in October, just this past October, with Food Safety Consortium. Um, both events, we see members walk out the room full energized with happy smile on their face, and that's really rewarding to me. That's exactly the purpose of the community exists. So I oftentimes will say the members build up the community themselves, the willingness of them sharing with each other, which is really appreciated. Um, and that will grow the power of the community itself. The session at Food Safety Summit is 8 o'clock in the morning. For a conference, is relatively early. And then the session is not related to food safety and quality. It's purely called Women in Food Safety, Unstoppable. We had about 150 females in the room, two male, which we also very welcome. 100 Around 150 females in the room. We talk about ourselves, we talk about technical, we talk about anything that could make us happy. And which that is also one of the things I would like the community to see, is oftentimes female take on so much on our shoulders that we don't take care of ourselves. We should take care of ourselves first, so that we can take care of anybody, anything around us. The power is huge. Um, so the energy in that room, it's rewarding. So stories like that, I can name one-on-one. But it's overall that I see people can be influenced and impacted by the positive energy within the community, and it's fulfilling. And that's exactly why we have the community start at the very beginning.
So I'm sure that's the most important thing is, what is our feeling, our well-being, our view of ourselves, and if we can get over anything that holds us back, because we can sometimes point fingers at companies or situations or people whereby we can't get ahead or we can't be able to do our job because they just don't understand, or they see it just as a compliance activity. When we flip the mindset and say, I know my stuff, I know my technical area, I can develop skills to help influence, articulate what is important to help ultimately consumers not have any risk and trust the food supply. When we can change our confidence, the technical will come, and we will find that in the presence of others, people respond to us differently, and then it just feeds on each other and feeds on each other. So I so appreciate that you say, let's just focus on the person feeling whole and confident about how they show up, the rest will come. Curious.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely agree. If I may, I just thought about something. I rarely say this to the other gender, but I will say this to females. Stop thinking it's your problem. Stop thinking it's ourselves' problem. We're good. Be more confident. I took any opportunities that I can advocate. I would like to share that females are very good. You're great enough to just stop thinking it's your problem.
And if I could just say something about the opportunity where I did speak to your community, I think I had put this presentation about powerful words together. I knew the work, but it was the first time I really had an opportunity to speak about it. And I will tell you, I now use those talking points quite a bit in many forms, but I think having the opportunity in a safe space to try new material and have it be received well, that too gave me the confidence to say, okay, I've got something worth saying. It resonates with people. Let me continue to share these thoughts on podcasts and in my writing. So I think I've benefited from women in food safety as well, being invited to be part of your community as well. And
Oh,
let's
great
just,
to hear that. Good
let's just get
feedback.
a
Thank you.
soundbite for marketing. So, but also just has anybody realized any career changes or realizations? I mean, they may feel good coming out of these sessions and they feel supported, but has anybody realized any career change or growth as a result of being associated with your group?
Yes, and we have actually members find their new career, new opportunities through the network and ended up finding the job in another member's company. Absolutely, that's part of the community as well. Yep.
So, as much as you can maybe distill down one or two things, other than just being supported, having a community, talking about the situations today, what are some maybe trends or things that not only the ladies, but perhaps the men as well, but the ladies are challenged with? Like, what are some of those skills or things that we need to try to focus on? Because again, this helps me. Any CEO that's listening, they should be attuned to if they see these challenges in their people, the best thing they can do is break down the barriers and help evolve those skills. So, what are some of the skills that you see missing?
Wow, that's a very good question, and it's also a very big question. Um, I will say for more of the I guess it's all the way the challenge is there. We're dealing with diversity of the people from different countries, people from different generations, people learn the way they learn is differently, all that. However, I found it more challenge after COVID. So COVID did change people's mindset, did change the environment. I sometimes joking, I said, even after COVID, I feel like the time goes fast. I can't believe it's November already. The year almost end. So the with the rapidly changing environment as a leader, I guess we will probably need to be more sensitive on what's the bigger change in the whole environment and what's it impacts to my team. Um, in my previous life, my previous team evolves from Generation Z to I think what was it? Maybe baby boomer, like elder. Yes. So the crossover of the generation is very different. So the way they learn is the way they capture information is different, and the way they communicate back is different. So another thought I would have is still keep being open-minded. Your way is not the only way. I keep reminding myself that I have to learn. I have to learn every week or every day to find some time to keep it up. Because what I know 10 years ago or what I know gonna work 5 years ago might not work in the current situation. So being able to adapt and shift becomes more
Yeah.
important than before. Um, so that is I guess couple of my thoughts, and keep ourselves up to date with technical as well. I always say like pathogens today might not be the same pathogens 10 years ago because they evolve. So read research papers, read more of those research on pathogens, like things, areas like IFP, the community like IFP, they prevent on trending research to understand where's the challenges. It's also important. I can talk in food safety leader, maybe food safety and quality, like 10 years ago, although we have social responsibility started up, we know we need to look at food waste, environment, but we were not that in depth of knowledge, or I guess the environment wasn't bad enough to understand like the particular size of plastic in the environment, the water, all that. There's fascinating like research I learned recently that could be trigger your food safety risk assessment a little bit as well. So small things like this, I guess to summarize, I don't know if I answered your question because it's really a good and big question, but I guess we got to be more open-minded, more adaptive to the rapidly changing environment that we're facing right now. Technology, environment, people, culture, all that.
And I was just about to summarize that because I think and I heard this when I interviewed another leader today, was the rate of change is just speeding up. How team dynamics, organizational structure, who you're interfacing with, the different cultures. As a leader, you can have standards, and we do need standards and processes and platforms to anchor what we do, what's right, but be ready to evolve. I like the word evolve because don't throw things out, but take what you have and what do you need to do. And I know so often in quality, with the ISO standards, we have to continually do risk assessments on behalf of the business, not just the quality, but external, internal factors, and not just, the business itself. It could be environmental, political, mother nature, etc. We need to be a curious person and forever maybe have a bit of our time each year or each quarter be asking questions. Let's go to conferences. What's the newest research? Let's just start learning, being a learning organization, and say, what's changing? I think the greatest value of a quality or food safety leader is what's changing around me, because the person that could recognize those changes and start getting ahead of the curve, or maybe influencing legislation, the economy, etc., that becomes our greatest strength, because we're here to, again, reduce risk to consumers so they can trust us and continue to have the lives that they want. So speed of change, open to change, be curious about change, be the leader of
Mhm.
change. That's what I'm
Yep.
feeling from all of this.
Yeah.
Wow. What a great conversation. And, when I think about this, if we had to kind of start bringing this to a close, because first of all, talking to my listeners here, if you have a need for food safety professionals, contact Melody, because she's got this entire network of talent, of people that are seeking to network with companies that really value and understand food safety or need to understand quality and food safety. Reach out to Melody because, again, we've got this vast network. Also, if you're a leader, a female leader, and you want to support your people, consider Women in Food Safety as a place that you can direct people to, because the greatest thing you could do as a leader is leave your legacy in others, how you made them feel, how you helped evolve them. And if you don't have the capacity, again, revert to Melody. She's got this amazing organization. Think of it as an extension of the resources for you. And again, connect with her on LinkedIn, etc. But Melody, I love the organization you have. I love the vision. And I do wish you continued success. And I am going to contact you to see if I can provide more value for this group. But any last thoughts that you want to say to our community before we bring it to a close?
Sure. There are a couple. Well, I will take it twofold. One is the last thought that I have. I'll share with your audience. And second is I would like to share some of the Women in Food Safety upcoming plan, and I welcome all the audience to come in and join. Couple thoughts is I think being a food safety quality professionals or food safety and quality leaders, um, the our daily life is challenging. It's unpredictable. If you ask one of the other, we will never get one day the same. Every day is a different, and that's a fun part of our job as well. So be positive and be happy. Be to take on the challenge and follow the flow. Sometimes things happen for a reason. Regardless what things happen, we embrace it. We lead through it. We will eventually get over it with the team together. You know there is a community behind you. You know there is a team behind you to support. Another thought I have as a professional individual, I think you really spot on is curiosity. If I think back myself, I I led by curiosity as well. Even within a business, I'm curious about what the other department is doing. Can I do that? How does it relate to food safety? So learn from anything or anyone around you, your team, the show you saw, the book you read, the mentor you admire, learn from them. And then importantly is not only learning, but more, but also transfer it to a way your personality can adapt and retain to you. Because sometimes it works for Melody, might not work for somebody else. But if you really like Melody's thinking, think about it, how it can be working to your own personality, and that lasts a long way. That's another thought I have. The last one is women in food safety will have some travel scholarship to support young generation to go to conferences, because we all believe learning, community, sharing is how we can grow and empower ourselves together. So fortunately, we got partnership in the industry. And if you're interested in partnering, feel free to reach out to me. We have these fundings to support scholarships, so stay tuned. We would like to sponsor young generations who are FSQ specialists and not manager level to go to the conference, to network, to learn. So stay tuned either on LinkedIn or on our website.
All right. Well, I am so grateful for you finally recorded this conversation to bring you to my community of listeners. If you like what you heard, please connect with Melody on LinkedIn. Follow her work. We'll have everything in the show notes. And Melody, I just want to say thank you for dropping in on the show. You've been an amazing guest, and I wish you much success.
Thank you. Thanks again, Deb. Thanks everyone for listening.